Hey y'all! Hey y'all, listen, I am so excited to finally just be back. I know a lot of things have changed since the last time we have saw you.
I'll give y'all a minute to come on too, so you guys can come in, tune in, share this video.
Share this video, y'all. We're gonna give some really good insight about COVID and how it's changing credit scores. What are some tips that you can do life outside of all of this stuff? Hey y'all, come on in, share this video. Hey. What's up, Sean? Hey, Latara. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Hey, Reginald. What's up, brother? Hey. Share this video, y'all. We're going to give y'all, we're going to be a breath of fresh air on today. I know, there's a lot going on in our world. A lot of us are in the house. I don't think I have even seen the outside. It's been a minute since I've even experienced outside. I haven't even walked outside for anything. Chris has been doing a lot of the runs. He have his little checklist that I got. I've just been in the house for sure. Hey, y'all. Hey. So share this video. What's up? So if you're new to our videos, new to my page, I am Lavera Coleman of Coleman Financials Credit Repair, and this is...
And I'm Chris Coleman of Coleman Financials Credit Repair. What's up, y'all? Hello.
And
Hope
listen,
everybody's good out there. It's been a minute.
Yes, I know. We're so excited
She
to
let
see
me
y'all.
on in a minute. They don't tell them what I might do on the camera today.
You just behave yourself, okay?
I'm kidding.
But anyway, y'all, we are the owners of Coleman Financials Credit Repair, and we truly do have a passion for helping people. Like, a lot of y'all don't know our story, but we nearly divorced 3 years ago, like, for real talk. And it was due to finances, just not knowing a lot of this stuff, financial literacy, no budgeting, none of that was happening in our house. And we're not ashamed to say it. So that's the reason why we come to y'all. Hey, good morning, family. We come to y'all and bring y'all the heat. All right, so we're going to jump right in. We're going to give y'all a few more minutes to kind of join in. Share this video if you're new to our videos. Again, hey, what's up, Sue? Hey, Danielle.
Hey y'all. If you're coming in, please share this video. We want to get this to as many people as possible. Right now, it's just very important that we stay educated on things and that we kind of work together. That's a big thing. And Lavera and I realized that we weren't going live as much as we normally do. We've really been very, very busy. There's a lot of people that have really been focused on their credit right now. And there's many reasons why. And that's why we want to make this video, to make sure that we're all on the same page and that we're all understanding what's happening around us and to us.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all, I see a lot of clients on this live, man. Welcome, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Share this video.
She said, hey, y'all are our couple goals. Listen,
Man.
Well, we appreciate that because, listen, we've not always been who God called us to be. And so I'm just thankful that he called us when he did, because, man, like, I never did expect that, we would go through what we went through. But, man, if I had to do it all over again, I would have done it. Because, man, to get to this point, to be able to do this alongside my mate, y'all, that is absolutely amazing. So, all right, so we're going to jump in some things, and we kind of did some checkpoints just to make sure you guys were kind of tuned in, and we were able to keep things structured. You know how we do it. We like to make sure we bring in value to the lives, even each and every time that we're bringing it. So we're going to touch on something really quick. I'm going to let Chris bring us in. He's able to break things down. Like, Chris, what is credit? Because I've talked to so many people within the last, well, not really so many, maybe at least 4 within the last week or so, that pretty much said that they just learned about how credit and how important it was. So I need you to break that down so people can know that, what is credit and the importance of it.
Right. First of all, y'all, I'm just so happy that y'all are here. Let's definitely talk about this and talk about credit. So as far as credit's been being used for a very long time, okay? There's no way to really put an official number on it, but I'll go back to something that may be a little bit more memorable. Back in, can't remember the exact year, but Ford Motor Cars created a vehicle, okay? People used to ride around on horses, on bikes, or whatever they rode around on, but they created a vehicle. That vehicle was way too expensive, okay, for everybody to buy. So Ford said, there's no way we're going to be able to just crush this thing if we are only selling to the rich, right? So they came up with a way for you to be able to get items, right, without having the money up front. financing, right? So this became a really, really big deal. And now all of a sudden it turns to credit. Before it got to what we know, it used to be kind of like the card catalog that you actually use when you were in elementary school. Wow. Remember when you would pick your card up, pull it out, push it back, put it in. Be like, oh yeah, Deborah just made a purchase, right? It got this amount. She owes us this.
Oh, wow.
This is the history of credit, right? Now we have what we call the bureaus, okay? How do these people work? So the idea is this. In order to make sure that our economy stays stable, we want to make sure that we're putting the money in the hands of people that are going to be responsible. Yeah. Okay, that's when they came up with the credit bureaus. So what the credit bureaus do is that they are paid by the people you owe, right? Remember that. The people you owe, the creditors pay the bureaus, right, to organize and calculate a number for you. Yeah. That number is your credit score. Okay, so this whole entire score tells lenders how likely are you to pay back.
Yeah.
Make sense? This is credit. It plays a huge role in the stabilization of our economy in this country. Okay? All right? I want to make sure we got that before we go any further. If there's any questions, definitely you can post them right here, and I'm going to answer them right away while we're on that topic. But that's what credit is. So when you guys see Lavera and I, and we're talking credit, that's because for the first 30 years of my life, I had no idea what that was.
Yeah.
Right? I had no idea what that was. And now that I've learned the importance, I guard it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what credit is. Credit is credit. They say cash is king, but credit is power. Yeah. Right? Pretty much saying, don't really look at me for what I got in my pocket right now. You want to look at me for what I'm able to grab. Yeah. Right? Okay? Because my credit score is in position for me to be able to borrow and them to trust me with whatever they give me. All right? That's what we empower our clients to do here at Coleman Financial's Credit Repair. All right?
Man, and that's so important because when people reach out, they're like, man, why did I know this a lot sooner? But think about it. Like, we're not taught this in any elementary school, in any middle school, high school, and even when you get to college, you're still not learning about credit.
That's
why?
So crazy.
It blows my mind. Like, why aren't we learning about something that is it's either like if you were taught about credit, you're like, oh, you know the importance. But then on the flip side, if you weren't taught how to manage it, you don't know how to keep it. You don't know how to manage it.
Facts.
So that's the thing that people are running into, whether you were taught about credit or whether you weren't taught about credit. Listen, there are people out here, and that's why we committed ourselves to making sure we break things down, because it's not that our parents couldn't give it to us. Well, that they didn't want to give it to us. It's because they didn't get it. So they can't give you something that they weren't given. And I know for me, I can't speak for nobody else's parents. I can speak for mine, knowing that my mom still don't understand credit. But, that's the thing. Like, you just got to make sure that you're constantly educating yourself. And so this is what this is for. So let's go on to how has COVID changed? How has COVID-19 pretty much changed how we view credit? Now, I want to touch on this. Like,
good morning, Andrea.
Good morning. Man, COVID-19, listen, y'all, it has changed not just consumers, but it has also changed businesses. I know for us it has. When you think about all of a sudden, like, we were normal. I feel like we were normal, We were normal, y'all, a month ago. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no restraints. We can work and do what we want. We can eat, go out as we please. We weren't, set up for this. Now, thankfully, I've always been a person that, like, hey, well, not always. Let me rephrase that. When it comes down to saving money, I didn't trust myself to save money a couple of years ago, and I just began my journey with it. Thankfully, I did. But how is this going to change pretty much the industry? After all of this is over, y'all, just like you're scared, companies are also scared. So a lot of the interest rates and a lot of the criteria are going to change, and credit is going to be more important than it has ever been. Okay. It is going to be one of those things. If you are not fixing your credit right now, listen. And also, even with the bureaus, a lot of things are coming off more than ever because they don't have the manpower to pretty much service what we're sending, what other companies are sending, and what, individuals are sending on their own.
If I ain't heard nothing else, I heard that.
Like they, like I be seeing those things where it says they're under fire. Oh yeah, they're under fire right now because everybody's pretty much shooting it. I mean, shooting their best shot. And some of our clients are having some of their best months during this time. Okay, so I would tell you what you don't need to do. You definitely don't want to make sure you don't sleep on whatever you set that you're gonna get done this year. You're gonna make sure that you are on track for that. The people who are in the front or in the forefront of this are going to reap the harvest, right, once all of this is over. So you wanted to say something, baby?
Man, definitely. So it's that question was, how has COVID-19 changed the credit? It might have changed their industry, but don't let it change your goals.
Yeah.
Okay? You stay focused on what you're focused on. You make sure that whatever you set out to do in this year, you're still setting out to do it. As a matter of fact, it should actually get sooner deadlines.
Yeah.
Because now you have more time. Y'all, this is the most critical time right now for growth. The COVID-19, if it hasn't done anything else, it should have lit a fire under your butt.
I'm telling you.
It should have lit a fire under your butt. I have read more books since COVID hit than I've probably going to read all of any year,
right,
because I have time. I've built more programs. I put together courses. I have things that I've been doing during this time that I never would have been able to do if COVID had not come. I'm not saying I'm happy it came, but the point is that if you give me lemons, I'm going to make lemonade.
Absolutely.
Right? If you give me lemons, I'm going to make lemonade. So I want to invite every last one of you to think the same way, y'all. This COVID ain't stopping nothing, okay?
Nothing.
I don't care what these businesses got. I don't care what this got. As long as I can maintain feeding my freaking family, right, I'm going to grind during this time. So that's what COVID has changed. So speaking of that, with the COVID-19, Lavera spoke about the bureaus. Also, guys, what's happening as well is a whole lot of creditors. Okay, collectors. These are people who make a living off of collecting money from you. Okay, when they are calling you and you don't have a coin, right? This is putting some of these businesses out of business. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the people that we're out there fighting, right? So if we go and contact them and they're not open, right? Well, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely want to point that out as well. And guys, don't take this completely out of context. There's no guaranteed result thing.
Right.
This is still us just letting you guys know that this is the industry. So you want to be woke and realize, when's the time? Right now. Right now. Right? That's the time to start going after this stuff and trying to get these things going. The next thing is, what can I do now, Lavera? What can they do now? And if you would, can you answer this for the person who, if you have excellent credit right now, okay, as well as if you have excellent credit, or if your credit is not doing so well right now, what can you do, or as far as money wise as well? Like, what can you do right now?
So pretty much I'm going to touch on if you have excellent credit. So if you have excellent credit, this is definitely not the time where you're like, hey, I can't pay anything. I'm going to pretty much let it all go. Like, if you have good credit, you definitely want to protect it, because again, you're definitely going to need it after all of this. So what can you do? If you are running behind on any of your bills, I'm talking about any of them, you are going to contact the lenders. Okay. So these are your credit card companies. You'd be surprised when you simply pick up the phone and talk to them to let them know they have programs in place.
Do that. We never say to call them, but we selling call them now if you're getting behind.
Well,
right?
And these are all for open accounts. So these are not for any past any closed accounts. These are all for your open accounts, whether it's your car payment, whether it's your credit card payment, whatever it is, y'all just pick up the phone and give them a call, because I found that I had the list, but there are many credit card companies that are pretty much extending where they're not posting any late payments. Now, I would tell you, you can also consider adding on an additional statement. Now, the statement is where it's pretty much saying that you were a victim of, COVID, whatever, natural disaster. I think that's what they're putting, a natural disaster statement on your credit. But there's something else that you can add on there. And I found that when I did the research, you got to be careful too, because if you do have good credit, and I'm going to say this also because I had somebody who had contacted me, if you got good credit, you pay your bills on time, you never called them and say, hey, listen, I have an issue, but they're automatically placing a natural disaster clause on or statement on your profile, is dropping their credit scores. So you want to make sure that if that's the case, then you want to have that, removed, especially if you don't need it. So if you don't need it, don't have it placed on your credit, because in a sense, when that was applied, it did drop her credit score.
That's a good point. So she was saying that there's a little clause you can place on your credit. But also for those of us who have some negative accounts, don't think like this clause is going to completely make that account invisible.
Right.
They're still going to see it on your credit. So, Chris, why do I want to do that now? Because there may be a time during this time where you need your credit, right?
Yeah.
You may have to borrow. You may have to get you a credit card. You may have to do something so that you can create extra funds for yourself. So your credit needs to be okay. So this clause it won't necessarily affect the FICO score, but it may have some type of positive effects on the Vantage score, okay?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story, guys. But I definitely want you to know there's two different scores. The one that we're really probably using the most is the Vantage. The one that matters the most is the FICO.
Right.
But that can have some type of weight on that as well. But what do you say when you call them? This terminology, I was on a live the other day, and this terminology was used. You'll ask them pretty much what accommodations. So you'll write this word down. What accommodations do you have for people that are not able to pay you right now? Okay. What type of accommodations do you have for us? Okay. That word, accommodations, right? It's not like what you got for free. It's kind of like, what have you put in place to help? Right. So write that word down. Use that word if you have to make that call.
Accommodations,
okay?
y'all.
All right.
And then also, so I'm then gonna move on to like the person that has challenging credit. I'm gonna tell you that whether it's yourself, first of all, you're gonna pull your credit report. You gotta know, in order for you to even know how to even fix anything, you got to look at it. You know, if you don't have the money to get started in a credit repair program, this is something that you're able to do yourself. You can pull your credit report from freeannualcreditreport.com. I believe the last thing that someone told me, they don't give the scores on there, but you'll be able to get the content. So everything will be listed on your actual credit report. And you're going to look to see where are the inaccuracies throughout my account. So like, first of all, if you got the things that need to be cleaned up, but then also if you got those same things apply to you, if you are not able to pay your credit card bills, and you're falling behind on them, you're going to simply get on the phone. Like I said, there are companies that are willing to push that date back. That's one of the main things. Don't let it go where, you got open accounts that are constantly reporting late, all because you failed to pick up the phone. Don't do it. And don't assume that just because it's COVID-19, they're going to know. No, that's just not how it goes. So that's the reason why they're saying there are things that you need to do in order to make sure that they know that you were affected by this, or you need to be accommodated during this time.
Right.
But also, if you're like, hey, I got a goal here, I'm trying to get me a house, I'm trying to clean my credit up, then these are the things that you can be doing, whether it's you doing them or you hiring somebody to do it for you. Now, when you're pulling your credit report, that's the first step. Know what you got on your credit. That's the first step.
Right.
If you don't know, if you haven't seen your credit in a long time, if you don't have a monitoring provider where you can easily have access to this, then you need to find out what's on your credit.
Right. If y'all can hear us, or if you agree to some of this, say I'm here. Say I'm here. Type I'm here in the comments, so we can make sure that everyone's here. I see, but I can't see.
I know, right?
Got there. So let's say, just say I'm here, so we know you guys can hear us before we go into our last two topics here.
All right. So where was I? So you pull your credit. So once you pull your credit, you'll be able to know, what am I working with? What is my credit score looking like? What are my opportunity areas? What do I don't have on this credit? And so building credit is strategic. So a lot of times people think that who you choose don't matter. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to touch on this. Who you choose does matter, because it saves you time and money. If you just out there choosing people, and not to say my people who just getting started, that's not it. But, you got to be careful. If you got a goal, you're trying to get somewhere in 6 to 12 months, you don't have time to waste. I've talked to many people that have been in other places. They've wasted their time. 12 months in a program, 6 months in a program, that is time that you can't get back, money that you can't get back, okay?
Let me point, I'm going to add on to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Discipline. That's the word I want you to think about right now. Credit is a two-sided street. It doesn't matter how awesome your company is if you're not working the other side. That's adding on new products. Credit is two things.
Yeah.
It's cleaning up the negative and increasing the positive.
Right.
Okay? If you haven't increased the positive, don't expect that score to be jumping like that.
Yeah.
All right? And that's just being real as possible. I see a lot of people, and I understand that a lot of companies may not be equipped to really nurture that side for the client, but they probably know how to fix credit, but they're not good with people. And that's why they're not able to encourage people to add on those rebuild products. And that is important in credit repair. As long as these people are out here right now with a product for you to add on to your credit so they can report to the bureaus for you, right? Every single month on time. That's what you need. That is super important.
Yeah.
Please don't be clapping and getting excited for the results for these people when you know that you're not doing that part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, clap for them, but just know that you can't clap for yourself until you do that part. Let's say that, right? We're gonna clap for them. We're gonna celebrate with them, but there's some work that you have to do. So even if you're out there working your own credit right now, go get you some rebuild, right? Get you some positive stuff reporting, and this does that. You definitely don't want to wait. I'm gonna wait until all the negative come off, and then I'm gonna add it on. That is nonsense, absolute nonsense. That does not make sense. Period.
Yeah.
Add it now. Add it right now and start watching your credit score jump through the roof, right? There's like 190 points attached to just rebuilding that freaking credit score. So I want to say that and make sure that you guys got that. Use that right now. Since you got time, let's go and see about getting that. Push yourself a little bit. Take a little bit out of that savings. Get you some rebuild. Get you a secure credit card. Nurture that secure credit card. Get you an installment account. Nurture that installment account and watch your credit score jump.
And then also, the next thing I wanted to add is budgeting. Watch your spending around this time. And when you are spending, make sure it makes sense. When I'm spending money, more than likely it's for something that I'm spending money on something that's going to either make me more money or that's going to benefit me long term.
Right.
So that's the reason why more people than ever has been contacting us, because it's like, man, I definitely don't want to sleep on this part of it, because, what does my credit look like if I don't do nothing? If I don't do anything after all of this is over, what does my credit look like? I'm either in the same spot I'm at, or my credit score is worse than it was before I even considered cleaning my credit up.
Good point.
So that's just it. So, you got to be mindful is what things are you doing? A budget is more important than ever. If you've never had a budget during this time, this is the time where you have a budget. Like it's very important. Right. We don't know, what things are going to happen, but I will tell you that you definitely want to make top priority, whether you're doing your own credit or you're letting somebody else do it, but you got to make sure you choose the right people, because you don't have money to waste. You don't have money to waste. Who got money? I don't care how much money I make. I don't have money to waste, period. And I don't have time to waste.
That's good.
That's it.
That's good. So the fourth topic, we have 5 for y'all today. The fourth topic is after COVID-19, then what? Y'all, we speaking, this stuff got to go.
Yeah.
This COVID-19 got to stop, right?
I'm telling
We're
you.
just saying it, right?
Church.
Just do it right now. Do it, God. Just take it away, Lord. We're already claiming that, but when it's done, we're going to be ready. We got to have our mindset already understanding how is this country going to move after that?
Yeah.
What's going to happen, okay? So, because the government is giving out so much free money, all right? Y'all, please take note of this. Because the government is giving out so much free money, after COVID-19, they are going to be so scared to give money out like that again, because it could completely destroy the country's economy.
Yeah.
They could likely, and this is all just what we think. They could likely make it harder to be approved for things.
Yeah.
Make sense? That would mean that you got to think about it. Some people, I saw someone said, just start the credit thing all over. Give everybody just a fresh start.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Y'all, that will completely disrupt this economy like crazy. Right? Because some of us know, man, the reason our credit not there because I haven't yet created the financial habits. So if you put money in the hands of people who haven't gotten the financial habits, all of a sudden we're lopsided again in our financial economy.
That's where that discipline comes in, right?
Okay, absolutely. So what happens after this? After this is that we want to be in better credit position for us to borrow. Because like I said, our goals are still our goals, okay? So if that home loan credit score goes up for no down payment to a 660 or 650, right? You want to be about that. You want to be right there to have that. If you need that credit card to start investing into real estate, because that might be a hot industry after all of this, right? You want to be able to get that card so that you can flip your property. You want to be able to get that small loan. You want to be able to get money, so you want to be in position. So that's after COVID. That's what we're expecting. It's the fact that in order to stabilize things back out, they're going to stop giving the money and start making it a little bit harder to get, to make sure that people that pay on time are touching it first.
Yeah, so the
Make
requirements
sense?
are going to change. That's what you're saying.
Pretty much.
Okay.
The requirements for a lot of things are going to change. It just makes sense. So if I'm just guessing, I'm no politician. I'm not a economical guru. I'm just using common sense and saying, man, if I remember me 3 years ago, you put 10 grand in my hand, you might not get it back. I'm telling you, that was me. So they're not going to do that. So just be ready for that, because the last thing you want is for this one incident to be affecting you for 3 to 4 years after, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you're still moving now versus standing still, asking for pretty much what are they going to do for me, okay? The next topic, let Lavera break down, is the stimulus check. I think it's pretty cool. I think I remember one of these when I was younger. I think it was like $600 or something like that. I saw it on the little check in the mailbox. But what I want to say about this is that this is right now from what I guess is a one-time payment. But this right here, I know y'all thinking like, man, that ain't gonna fix a whole bunch, right?
Yeah.
But a stimulus check, the purpose of it is to stimulate the economy, for it to put money back into the economy, right? So some people may sit on it. You got to think about it. So if the stipulations are kind of high, some people don't need it. So that money not going to go back into the economy. It's going to go into their savings account, right? So they would like to get it into the hands of people that are likely to spend it, right?
Yeah.
So that's really the purpose of it, just so you'll know that. But Lavera's going to break that down real quick to help you understand how does that work. You probably heard it already, but we're going to say it again here anyway, because it hasn't come from Coleman Financials yet.
Okay, so first of all, when they first said that they were giving a stimulus check, I kind of ignored it for the first week. I'm like, oh, we ain't getting no check. Like, you know how certain things be coming like, no, I ain't getting no check. So, like, when I finally broke things down, when I, sat down and, okay, we are getting a check. So, what are the stipulations? Now, I found that you must have filed either your 2018 or your 2019. If you haven't filed your 2019 tax returns, then they're going based off of your 2018 tax returns. I believe the income requirement is it $75,000? $75,000. So it's $75,000. So that means that if you and even if you have a business, this also applies to you. I found if you make $75,000 and below, this is if you are a single head of household, whatever. But if you are a married couple, it is $198,000, I believe. So $198,000. If you guys, have together, and I believe they're giving $500 per child. So I'm not sure how many kids they're doing a max of. Like, listen, I'm not an expert on that. I just kind of been reading, stipulating, trying to figure out what that is. So I want to just make sure I throw that out there, for y'all. But you want to make sure that you got your taxes filed. Again, it's one of those things. Just make sure that you got those taxes filed. If you haven't filed within the last 2 years, you really need to make sure that you file. Because like I said, if you haven't filed 2019, then they're going based off of your 2018. Now, what else I was supposed to say, Chris? Couples is $198. So I did touch on that. For couples, isn't it $198, baby?
So I think it's $150 together, but it's a max of $198. So if you pretty much made over $200,000, you're gonna probably fall outside of that. But right under that, I think you guys get the $1,200. That's the amount of the stimulus, right?
Yeah. So $1,200 per adult, and then it's $500 per child. Like I said, we don't know the max. It's like if you got one parent with 4 kids, I don't know. They should, honestly, they should. That's what I'm thinking. If I got 4 kids, I have to support 4 kids. Why don't you give me, the amount? But that's what I'm thinking, and I think that's what it is. But just make sure you do your research on that part of it. We're not an expert on that. We just wanted to at least give you the information. But you got to make sure you filed your tax return. This is pretty much how they determine, I guess what would you say, the head count?
What's that?
Like, how do they even determine, there are people who have Social Security. There are people who, are unemployed,
Right.
I'm not really sure how that part of it goes. From my reading, it said per adult.
Right. So just, pretty much get with your tax company. Whatever you use for your taxes, they pretty much got that in place. So our office manager knows all about what you guys need to do for that. So you definitely can call Coleman Financials, and they'll get you in the right place for that. But also think about your grandmoms and your moms. If you know that they get SSI, okay, there's a form that they have to file so that they can get that stimulus money. That will absolutely bless them because most of them, it takes a few months to even see that type of money. So make sure you're looking out for them and making sure they have filed some type of paperwork. That way they can actually get their stimulus check, if that makes sense. Also, with addresses, this is big.
Yeah.
Okay. If since you have filed your taxes, all right, you have changed address. And I know this happened for a lot of people because one of the top things to buy with that tax money is a new crib, right? So if you got a new crib, right, and it's different from that address and your check was mailed, right? If your check was mailed, then you definitely want to be probably updating that with the IRS, okay? We're going to add that number into the thread here. Once we do, where you can call, you know where to find that, but we'll post it anyway in the thread once this is over so you can find that. Also, if you have changed banks, my goodness, you definitely want to be contacting them to get your bank account updated, right? For those of you who might have had some type of fraudulent tax preparation, you want to get on the bottom of that too. If they got your coins and they had to get it or whatever, however you did it, I want to just let you know to be thinking about that right now. And I had to say that because it happens, right? It happens. We hear it all. I watch my wife crown the phone a lot with a lot of people with different problems, and and those are some of them. So I do want you guys to keep that in mind as well. But just make sure you get your coins, and once you get your coins, you do what you want to do with it, right? You do what you want to do with the advice that pretty much the gurus are giving is to take care of your essential needs, right? Take care of your essential needs, which would be pretty much pumping money back into the economy, okay? I know y'all saw that stock market close, right? Okay, yeah. That's because that money wasn't flowing, right? So that's where this is even coming from. I'm going to do a whole other video on that sometime this week, but y'all, that's pretty much... And
then I think Marcita, she said people on Social Security and disability don't have to file a return. So yeah, they don't have to file a return, but there's a piece of paper that they must file. So you want to make sure that you go on the IRS site to do that. So yeah, no, they don't have to file a return because they don't have any taxable income. However, there is a form required for them to fill out to make sure that they get their stimulus check. So just make sure that you visit the IRS.gov site to get that for your grandmother or whoever that may need that information. Okay, got it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, do we have any questions? Now, remind you, if you all have any questions outside of the live, you're free to either, comment directly on the live, or you can inbox, me personally, or you can visit the business Facebook page, whatever way that you're plugged in, to us, and free to either call our 1-800 number. Our 1-800 number is 1-800-458-2797. There's someone there to pick up the phone Monday through Friday from 10 to 4 p.m. Okay. Well, not physically there, but, to answer the phone.
Also, on those home loans, I want to speak on that real quick. I know we keep hearing zero this and zero that. Guys, get with some mortgage people to better understand that, because that's not quite the way it goes. But definitely you want to look into that and find out what is going on right now. The rates are outstanding. Right? They are really, really good rates. Also with the loans that are being offered, because you heard the banks got these 0% financing stuff and all that. Get into that too, because that may not necessarily mean it's 0% to you.
Yeah.
That may mean that it's 0% to them.
Banks, yeah.
Right? So before you get to running your credit, because that does bring the credit score down, just make sure you're being conscious of what are the stipulations, what are the rules. So my whole thing during this time is that, man, research should be a part of your daily task. Give yourself at least 30 hours. Give yourself at least 30 minutes a day, right, where you're researching something other than COVID-19, right? You can see that everywhere, but research something so that you can be on the top of something. I know for myself, it's definitely politics, because I'm sitting here with all these people making decisions about my life, right? So I want to understand that a lot more. So I definitely want to just challenge you guys to, challenge yourself to pick up on some knowledge and research some stuff and see how that blesses your life. So, y'all, we are out, man. Somehow we got through it with a whole live at the house and the kids didn't wake up.
Yeah.
So, man, God is good.
Praise God.
We got consultations done and everything, and they haven't even woke up. So I definitely want to just say that to y'all. We appreciate all of y'all for sharing. Y'all, please share this video.
Yes, please.
Don't be stingy with your following. Send them something. Let them see this. I know it ain't a funny video.
Yeah.
Credit is not the sexiest thing, but remember, cash may be king, but man, credit is power.
I'm telling you.
Power, yes. Okay? All right, y'all. So this is Chris Coleman of Coleman Financials.
And I'm Lavera Coleman of Coleman Financials. And listen, we are always bringing the heat, okay? Anytime that we can be just a breath of fresh air on your page, we're always about that, you know? So we love what we do, and we get to do this. We just thank you all for everything, for the shares, for the likes, you know, for the referrals. There are a lot of people who are rooting for Coleman Financials, and we are so grateful for that. So thank you all so much. Again, if you got questions, make sure you reach out. We are here. So we're out. Peace, y'all. And also, Erica, I'm going to send you those rebuild products that we recommend, because it just kind of depends. And I'll send that to your inbox now, okay? All right, y'all. We're logging out. Peace out.